All right, welcome back. This is Indog, and we are once again at 6494. And I have just had a blast fishing with Tutti Frutti corn. And I've used a couple different PVA recipes, but basically just anything with, Tutti Frutti stuff in it. But it's been really fun. We're at 35-meter clip. We're not catching trophies because of the bait approach we're using, but the bite rate has just been terrific. The times are going to look a little weird on some of the fish in the keep net because I've taken a couple of 10-minute breaks and then I'll throw my lines back in, that kind of thing. But when my lines are in, the bite rate's just been excellent. And the fun thing has been we've really had just a decent amount of rares mixed in, like 3 or 4 rares, maybe more. I don't know. We'll have to look here in a second. So let's get these fish in, then we'll check out the keep net and kind of go from there. But I'm just convinced that it's just two very different approaches, right? Like, if you want to try to catch some trophies, then some of the other videos I've done, some of the bait approaches is the way to go. And it's still a decent bite rate, but you'll have times where it'll slow way down, And I've spent today, I have tested out the spot over at 120 on that long floating dock. I've tested out across from peg 1, right? So 120's up here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. It might be G3. Across from peg 1 is right here, E4. These are all spots that you've seen me make videos on recently if you've been watching the channel. And then 6494. And I did, on the other spots, I was using more of the size 20 boilies with corn or, pellets or whatever, that kind of approach. And it was good, but it was just, in some parts of the day, it just really can get slow. Well, then I came here and just threw in Tutti Frutti corn, and it's just been awesome. It's just been one fish after another, so fun. I may have started to fish this spot out, so I won't be surprised if it does slow down a little bit now. So anyway, we've had the common ghost carp. We've had the mirror ghost carp, 3 of them. Look at this, one of them was 8 kilos. 1 red starvus. And 2 scaleless ghost carps. You don't see these as often, right? It just kind of depends on the situation, but some of the rares I feel like don't show up as much. So 51 fish total in a short amount of time. Again, this isn't exact science on this, according to this, it looks like I've been fishing for 2.5 hours in this spot, which I sort of have, but again, I've been distracted by other things, watching the Braves, talking to my wife, just doing all kinds of stuff. So when I have paid attention and fished more consistently, just the bite rate's been great, and the amount of rares, it's just been a lot of fun. So it's getting to that point, though, where you start to expect it to slow down because of how long we've been here. So I don't know that we're going to see a whole lot else. In fact, what I may do, let's see if we can get one more fish on or something. And then maybe we'll just go see kind of how we've done silver-wise, see if there's any cafe orders. We could go throw back in at one of those other 2 spots just to give it a few minutes there. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how long I want this video to go, but we'll see. The only thing I hate about moving right now is we're coming up on that time. I guess if we're going to do it, we ought to just do it really quick. If my instinct is that maybe we fish this spot out a little bit, let's just go set up somewhere else and so that we're actually fishing between that 6 and 7 o'clock time period, if possible. We could also make a batch of ground bait really quick if I don't have something already made that's got Tutti in it, which we might actually. All right, let's see. Where do we want to go? Before we, I mean, I know I talked about going to sell fish and check cafe order, but I think the goal right now is how quickly can we get our lines back in the water if we're going to fish a little bit more. Yeah, let's just go over across from peg 1. I didn't fish as long over here, so I don't feel like we have fished this spot out as much as 64.94. Amber's been really good recently. Hopefully you've had a chance to experience it as well. Isn't it 87? Yeah, 84. No, it's 83.145, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna use the exact same thing, although let's put this in. Oh, we could just do this. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, so we're gonna switch. No, keep it at 35. We'll throw a little bit left. Whoa, I didn't mean to go that far. Still adjusting to this new mouse, apparently. All right, so that was supposed to be just left of peg 1. It actually went way left of peg 1. So we'll put the third one just to the right of peg 1. Spread them out just a little bit, see what seems to be hitting off the best. All right, now we can go to town, look at the cafe order real quick. This is what we're using. 2 hooks, Tutti Frutti red, yellow on 1, red on 2. And then Tutti Frutti dip. Very basic approach, but as many of you already know, sometimes this is just the way to go at Amber. Get that electrifying bite rate, sometimes with or without PVA, and just make some silver. I don't really know how we're going to do right now on silver. I mean, it's going to be fine. The average size of the carp does tend to be pretty small when you're fishing like this for bite rate, but the quantity usually makes up for that. So we'll see. All right, I don't think we have a mirror that big yet. If we changed our baits, we could get one of those though. We obviously have plenty of these commons. So there's 20 silver. And if you want to catch larger carp, but not quite the same bite rate, you can stay with Tutti stuff and do the Tutti pop-ups. Ooh, that's 572. That's not bad at all. Look at these rares. That linear is nice linear. All right, so that's like basically 600, right? Again, we're not setting the world on fire, but it was some inconsistent fishing. And when I was paying attention, it was just a really fun mix of rare carp with a decent bite rate over at 64.94. But I think as long as you're in one of these hot spots, which there's several right now, you can do really well. But the other thing you can do if you don't want to do Tutti Frutti, you can try to do that vanilla that it still seems to be working pretty good. Vanilla neutral. I've even done a little bit of vanilla and Tutti together, and that's been fine. But there's a lot of different ways to approach it right now, and thankfully a lot of those ways seem to be working really well. See what we got over here. So we'll just fish here till about 8 a.m. I think. We ought to see a couple of decent fish between now and then, hopefully. Now this is going to slow it way down, but just to show you what I might do if I wanted to get larger ones. So we're using pop-ups, so I'd use the muggas. Or you could, some people for some reason right now are using these red ones. They really, for some reason, feel like they are doing some good work. And you go Tutti even up to like 24. You could do the 18, but you could go up to Tutti 24 and then do one of the corn. And so, like, again, same spot, same PVA. I did get smaller hook size, but the boilies are so big. It's going to slow the bite rate down on that rod, but it's going to increase my chance of hitting a trophy or just being a little bit higher average per fish over there. So something like that is a reasonable thing to do, I think, in terms of wanting to mix it up a little bit. But we'll keep these other two active bite rates so that in the next in-game hour or two we can hopefully see another fish or two. We've been catching, especially over here in this spot, I've seen a lot of frame carp. Frames are definitely a thing right now over here. Hopefully get one or two more fish here. I'm starting to feel like, okay, I've been at Amber quite a while. Maybe I just need to let the whole place rest. Is that a leather? That's right, there are occasional leathers over here right now, aren't there? Look at this bite rate. Can hardly stay on top of it with two lines. Frame. Ooh, nice one, Daniel UK. Can't spell. So Daniel UK 26.6 kilo frame carp. I mean, look at this over here. It's just, and it'll be like this all day. Really good fishing at amber right now. That's another frame. Isn't this what we saw last video when I was fishing in this very spot? Is the far right line that was like slightly to the right of peg 1 was catching all the frames. I think this is what we saw last time too. It's interesting. Has anyone else seen that? Or is it just kind of something random RNG? Look at this crucian, y'all. Holy cow. Exactly 2 kilo. Best fish of the night. Take that, Daniel UK. All right. I feel like we should just wrap it up. We're coming in just under 20 minutes. Just an update for you. In the middle of my the police simulator game that came out that I've been playing little episodes of. I'm still fishing at amber and it is still really good. Ooh, look at that. The rares are over here too. Whew, it's a pretty fish. I mean, if you're in it for the long haul, I think you just do about an hour, hour and a half between it. You know, at least the 3 spots that I mentioned, and there might be other spots that are worth including in those. Just rotate. Let spots rest. Rotate. See what you can catch. All right, there we go. That's a good spot to end on. All right, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know how your fishing's going, and appreciate all the support. Hope to see you again soon. Tight lines.